So, E3 2017 is in the books. There are a ton of things worth talking about at the show this year, so many that it can be hard to keep track of it all. That's okay though, because that's what I'm here for. I'm Colt for MMOHuts.com, and here's our E3 2017 recap. Hot off the release of the Morrowind chapter, ESO was at E3 teasing their next big DLCs, Horn of the Reach and Clockwork City. While new details at the show were sparse, it's clear this year is going to be huge for Elder Scrolls Online. The huge 1.0 test is nearly upon Arc. With a community that's clamoring for PvP balance, PvE activities, improved performance, and as always more content, they have a ton to contend with. At least their Ragnarok Arc shows promise of a glorious future of modded Arcs to come with the Arc-sponsored mods program. Like MOBAs, like spaceships, Oasis Games has one pretty-looking free-to-play space MOBA on the way. While not in a playable state yet, we should be getting further details on this announced title very soon. As their cult following grows, Mount & Blade 2 reminded us of why it was one of our favorite games from E3 2016. Mounted combat, mounted archers, just hand-to-hand combat in general felt smooth as silk in our first ever hands-on demo. Combined with the reveal of the unit commanding systems, Mount & Blade 2 is quickly coming together as the ultimate medieval large-scale warfare simulator. We've been going hard on Path of Exile coverage lately, but don't expect it to stop anytime soon. Our teaser reveal for Acts 7 and 8 were so good looking it almost felt like a sequel compared to the original game. Big, beautiful boss battles with never-before-seen mechanics are on the way soon to test the most veteran of players. Crytek's supernatural co-op versus co-op permadeath hunting game is sure to pack enough tension to give gamers an anxiety attack. If you need the ultimate gritty, skill-based shooter experience with nightmare-inducing visuals, it's time to join the hype bandwagon for this truly one-of-a-kind game. Can you hold it together to snag the big bad monster, fend off ballsy rival bounty hunters, and then escape with your ally in one piece? You might think so, but you're probably wrong. Hunt Showdown is seriously one of the brightest stars at this year's E3 showing. After a little over a year of not meeting with the Arena team, we can say that development is progressing very smoothly on the Wargaming partnered Team Army MOBA title. Still no solid dates, but it's clearly nearing a beta-ready state. Also, Total Warhammer 2 is, well, it's Total Warhammer, but again, just better across the board. Visually, in terms of balance and overall game experience, it's all improved over the original. If you love the first, you're gonna love the second. Not much more to be said. Need an old-school Arcanum-style epic RPG fix? Want a Warcraft helping of RTS mixed in with it? Come for the epic and extremely customizable single-player experience, stay for the cutting-edge multiplayer experience. Spellforce 3 is going to scratch your nostalgia itch while blasting you with RTS gameplay elements you didn't think were possible. Best hidden gem of the show right here. Durango, Nexon's mobile free-to-play dinosaur-taming sandbox game, has gone through serious leaps and bounds on localization and polish since our time on the technical alpha test at the start of this year. It won't be long before you can gather your friends and stake out an island in the most ambitious mobile sandbox MMO to date. Wreckfest. It's an online destruction derby game in Steam Early Access, and it's now announced to be headed to Xbox One and PS4. If this is a game for you, you already know it. There's not much more we need to say. Clearly feeling the pressure from Phoenix Labs, Capcom finally got busy building a beautiful Monster Hunter game with a Western audience in mind. It's promised to have all the robust skill building and crafting that the franchise is known for, along with drop-in drop-out multiplayer functionality so you can get hunting and worry about forming a party as you go. And with promised shared connections between Japan and Western players, you're sure to have an easy time finding allies to join your hunt in this expected blockbuster action MMO. Not to be outdone, Marvel and Capcom are firing back at Injustice at E3, revealing their new title in the franchise alongside the promise of a cinematic story experience. Heck, if you have a PS4 or Xbox One, you don't even need to be at E3 to know about it. You could download the demo for free right now for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The Stormblood expansion for Final Fantasy XIV has arrived. Fans flocked around the booth from opening to close every single day of the event to battle for their chance to win limited edition t-shirts showing that they beat the challenge. Gotta love Square forcing their fans to show their mad skills in order to win some swag. Stormblood is out now, and you can expect we'll be streaming plenty of it in the next few weeks. We snuck this early look at this raunchy action platformer shooter before their security chased us away. It looks far more exciting and over-the-top crazy than the trailers had led us to believe so far. Hype levels are definitely rising as launch draws near on August 15th. The next installment of the jiggly, etchy ninja girl fighter was on display, and it's going full Overwatch, only with water guns. Ninja water guns, mind you. Packing a paladin-style card loadout system, the full cast from Estival Versus, 3 new ninjas from the Japanese-only mobile game, and stages designed to reference all the past Senran Kagura titles, even the perverted cooking one, our MMOHuts otaku should rejoice. Oh, and there's even going to be a super not serious campaign mode for single-player action that's promised to be as long as Estival Versus, if not longer. If you haven't glanced at this 4 survivors versus 1 real player as a horror trope game since its early days, you don't know Dead by Daylight. Packing a huge roster, pulling in major IP cameos, and unleashing countless maps covering just about every horror film trope in the business, this game has gotten seriously good. And now it's going to be getting good on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, available today. The core gameplay of Dauntless is now incredibly smooth, so smooth that they were confident enough to let us film a few hunts on site. While the economy, crafting system, and balance is still a giant work in progress, mastering the intensity and atmosphere of their giant boss battles is where it's at. Plus, you can't beat a free-to-play price at launch. Dauntless still remains our most anticipated free-to-play game in 2017 for a reason. In terms of pick-up-and-play fun factor, Lazer League won the show hands down. It's action-packed. It's easy to learn and hard to master. The visuals make old-school gamers go into a trongasm of nostalgia. Plus, these quality 2v2 sports games keep getting ignored despite being awesome. Don't ignore Lazer League. It's like just beats and shapes the esport. That's a seriously awesome concept. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for sticking with us through our coverage of E3 2017, and make sure you keep your eyes on MMOHuts.com for all the latest gaming news and reviews.